MMK School is the first invitee to this popular lecture series. Thank you.
आज के इस प्रोग्राम
It is for all the students, whether you are from science stream or commerce stream or arts stream. It is meant for everyone. You will find here when you go and see the complex laws of physics, which is explained in very simple words. यहाँ के एक्सपेरिमेंट्स वगैरह जो है सभी समझ सकते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है कि उसके लिए बहुत बड़े साइंस की जरूरत है। दूसरी सबसे महत्वपूर्ण बात यह है कि चाहे आप जर्नलिस्ट बने, अगर आपको थोड़ा सा साइंस नहीं मालूम है, आप कैसे रिपोर्टिंग करोगे? अभी चंद्रयान 3 गया, उसमें बोलते हैं सेंसर लगा था, वो सेंसर का क्या काम है? तो ये सब चीज़ें अगर आर्ट्स के स्टूडेंट को भी नहीं आती है तो वो एक अच्छा जर्नलिस्ट भी नहीं बन सकता। यू कांट बिकम अ नॉवेलिस्ट, यू कांट बिकम अ राइटर unless you have some basic understanding about science. And this is why to all of you I would say that don't think that it is only meant for the science students. It is meant for everybody, for arts students, commerce students, layman, and the objective of establishing this such type of center is that in museums in different parts of the country. So, and this city is also one among them. That is why it has to be encouraged by each one of us, and especially the teachers. I would like to request them that you propagate this, that the center has started, how it is important for all the students. And I hope that all of you would come back again. And if you come back again, that would solve the purpose of establishing this institute. If you don't come again, that means it did not interest. Alright? Questions about 500 years ago. And they thought that by exactly addressing the same issue, who am I? Who are the other animals around me? Plants around me? What is this relationship with me? What is this relationship with the other animals and plants? So they thought about it, and it may look creative, rather it has evolved over time. So these are the three important things that we have come to this understanding over the years. So today's talk is about this evolution of life, and we will see all of you actually more than me is your teachers who have given you information about the evolution. But So a part of this is your biology. Presently 1.8 million, 18 lakh species which have been described all over the world. Okay? It doesn't mean that this is only biodiversity. It will be much more because of the region that we have not described any, we have not seen, many of them are inaccessible, many of them live in the deep sea of which we have very little understanding. So actual numbers would go much higher. But otherwise, 1.8 million species is the diversity of present day life. Of which, the major part is on the animals, in addition to this plants, fungi, protists, etc. And in animals also there are vertebrates and invertebrates in different proportions. Now all these life forms, what is very typical is that it's not that all are alike. You will see in our own classroom, there is so much of variation between you and me, between me and him, you and your teacher. We differ in gender, we differ in size, we differ in complexion, and so many other characters. So, one fundamental thing is that there is variation among all the animals and plants or all the organisms on this earth. So, in the note one, for example, so we call as echinoderms, echinodermata, echinoderms. You will find some of them even in the modern oceans. So, and popularly we call them as sea lilies because they look like the plants and the flowers, but they are not plants, they are the animals formed by the secretion of calcium carbonate skeletons. So diversity of ancient life, diversity of the present life. Now, with so much of biodiversity, obviously, the first question was that how they are related to each other. And this came with the initial answers by the naturalists. During those days, there were no physicists, chemists, biologists, as a differentiation nature. It was all had the same kind of question, same quest to ask from the nature, to know about the nature. इसलिए उनको बोलते थे naturalist. और see now when you grow and if you go to higher education, even much higher education, you will find that don't think that mathematics is different, biology is different. Both are important. And that is why in many institutes, good institutes, the engineers have to study about biology and biologists have to study about physics and maths. Anyway, that was a point beside this point. So, many people at that time had started thinking about that, see the light that we see, is, the variations in them, what should it be? And some people had started in a very nebular way, they had started thinking that yes, it could have been born, but they did not. So they sent him, sent Charles also to Cambridge to study medicine. But Charles was not interested in it. Medicine was an interest in that. So he came back. Then the parents naturally they got worried that, oh, what will he do if he doesn't want to study medicine? And that was in some sense a profession of the whole family. So they sent him again back and said, okay, you want to read theology, religion वगैरह के बारे में पढ़ो और जब घर वापस आओगे तो तुमको गवर्नमेंट भेज देंगे वहाँ तुम religion you start teaching religion in village. But he did not like that. He did not like theology also. उसी समय एक भयानक oceanographic expedition पे चला, ship जो है, it went on a world tour. उसका नाम था HMS Beagle. HMS Beagle, our majestic services, or at that time this majestic services Beagle. तो ship पे what happened is that he was hired to as a naturalist on the ship, और इसको naturalist की तरह फिर now during this time, many of you study probabilities because this is an important location in the voyage of Charles Darwin. Galapagos Island, देखिए यहाँ पर, है ना? It is on the west of the South America. एक छोटा सा island है. So he examined the animals and plants, etc. of this island. And what he observed is that the life or the types of different kinds of life forms, they are different from the South America. So there are many different kinds of life forms which is different. Some of them are similar, but many of them are different from the one in the South America nearby area. Whereas this is just adjacent to this. So, which has evolved over several generations. And this was a very important observation he conceived there. And when he came back to England, he wrote it for the 4 or 5 years. He wrote all his observations and proposed this evolution of life. And the book that he wrote was The Origin of a Species, The Origin of a Species by Means of Natural Selection. Or the preservation of favored races in the struggle for life. So if you just read the title, these are the volcanic islands in Atlantic. And these are various small islands and many islands in this area. And there, one of the examples, one of the observations of Darwin was, as you see here, that finch, ये जो चिड़िया है, सबके चोंच अलग अलग है. We found that their beaks are of different prominence, different sizes, and so some of them, for example, you see this. It has a very large, its size is large, its beak is also large and very prominent. Medium size of this. Then there are small tree finch. सबसे छोटा, you see this warbler finch. This warbler is one which was singing, the bird which was singing. Now all these different was alive. Or that is what that book is. Origin of the species. And there, the people, the fossil record, then the calcium carbonate, mineral, aragonite, which is unstable. So when it is preserved in the rock for millions of years, then original mineralogy changes. But you can see all the features clearly in this case also. The third one, next one. Some of the shells, the original mineral. Oh, this is such a hostile environment. Why should life occur there? But life occurs in every part of the world. And even in such a hostile environment where the temperature is 400 degrees centigrade. And different kinds of warm tubes, right hand side people. Also microbes, microscopic life, bacteria, etc. So these are the things which have been discovered in the recent past decade, in the last 10-15 years. So no one has been able to prove it. Next one. Underwater photography. And they bring all this shells, etc. They have brought it in our own country. There is a National Institute of Oceanography in Goa. So a group is working on this, and they have brought such kind of life forms from there. See, now this is the latest that exists in the space. So that is how it has done scientists will study it, and this spacecraft has again gone back. It did not land here. Okay, it only dropped this in this area and again gone back in exploration of some other asteroid. So these things are still going on, this kind of study. People like to, when you grow up, some of you will be interested to get into these areas of, it is known as astrobiology, to study or to explore for life in the space. Okay, next one. So now coming back to the fossil record and what do they indicate about the evolution of life. The oldest fossil is 3.5 billion years old. 3.5 billion. What is the age of the Earth? 4.5 billion. So after 1 billion years, 1,000 million years, then we have some evidence of life. This is found in Australia, and in this rock, what we see is that these are the stromatolites in the Western Australia, and that is how it is said that after this texture, then cyanobacteria they occurred on the earth, and they created this kind of life. Now, this was and releasing oxygen. ये करते हैं ना plant जो photosynthesis में, they take CO2 and they release oxygen. So these organisms, the cyanobacteria also, they release oxygen in the ocean water. Can you have the next one? Next slide. So what happened is that when there was oxygen in the water, then it precipitated iron. थोड़ा सा oxygen रहा उसमें because of this cyanobacteria, and it was there while, and all the red ones you see are the periods when the iron was deposited. And this is not uncommon. If you go to Singapore, all your iron ores of India that comes from Singapore. You have a section here which shows this gold deposits, gold mines. You can have a look at it. That is the model. Next one, Paleozoic. Since the life was primitive life, Mesozoic, middle life, and Cenozoic is the recent life. So Paleozoic, this green one, this is famous for, what is this? Everyone recognizes it, so popular. So so this was a duration 65 million years ago. In scientific notation we write MA. MA means million years ago. So instead of writing billion years ago, if you write MA, means it is so many years before. So from 245 million years to 65 million years ago, dinosaurs occurred on this globe. And what you see here is the models of the dinosaurs. You can imagine that how its height. It is the first floor showing diversification and the appearance of this yellow part. So various kind of life forms that you see here. Including the human being. So they all appear during this time. Some of them appear in course of time, but this is in terms of the dominance of these different members. So this is how the geological record of the fossils indicate about the evolution of life. Starting from very simple bacteria like form, then there where history, whatever we have discussed now about the evolution of life on the planet into 24 hours. Okay, 24 is still this entire time into 24 hours. I said 4.5 billion years of anything last week and
Before I said further, thanks to Professor sir, एक छोटा सा क्विज है आप लोगों के लिए, गो एंड थिंक अबाउट दैट. आप सबके शरीर में दिल है तो डू यू हैव अ हार्ट? किधर है?
लेफ्ट साइड.
लेफ्ट साइड. कितने टाइम धड़कता है? 1 मिनट में, 1 घंटे में, 1 दिन में? अगर हम लोग 100 साल जिएंगे, कितने बार धड़कता है? घर में एक काउंट करना और मेरे को बता देना. उससे अच्छा कोई मशीन है? सोच के बता देना. नाउ आई रिक्वेस्ट डॉक्टर तन्वी टू कम ओवर हियर एंड से 2 words and thank Professor for this.
First of all, Chief Guest of this occasion, IIT Bombay, former professor Dr. P.K. Sarsawati sir, and heartily thankful to our respected Dr. Jilani sir, and also Shushil sir. We have given the opportunity to attend this program of this thing. First of all, we are studying about the primatology and divided into the 4 कैम्बियन फेजेस, पैलियोजोइक, मेसोजोइक, सीनोजोइक, मेसोजोइक. Most of the students understand about the dinosaurs. You watch the movie and everybody knows about the dinosaurs. But there are in fact 3 phases, last 65 to approximately 50 million ago back. There have been the 3 parts. मेसोजोइक में 3 भाग था, जिसमें ट्रायसिक था और उसमें जो सबसे डोमिनेंट पीरियड था दैट वाज द जुरासिक पीरियड, जिस वजह से पुलिस का भी नाम था जुरासिक. तो दिस ऑल ऑफ द थिंग्स एंड लास्टली द सीनोजोइक जो हमारा एज है होमो सेपियंस इंसान का. This is the very important part to give about the science की how we have been evolved and what is the evolution of our life. And sir, they are expressed very well. You know, most of these things are having the Ranchi Museum is also in the Simpiri fossils and tip of these dinosaurs, the bones of these dinosaurs. So we will watch in the next time. But this all of the very informative part of this the presentation of this paleontology. And again, heartily thankful to the all members of this the science, Ranchi Science Center. Those are the arranging of this the student to attend to this program. Thank you.
Once again, thanks to MMK School, Ranchi sir and his teachers, and above all, to all of you. And now you will take
How does the paleontology related to geology?
Geology. This is a part of geology. And geology is the general study about the earth. It's a study of the earth. There are rocks, there are fossils, there are minerals. So there is, when you study the minerals, it is geology. When you study rocks, it is petrology. When you study life or fossils, then it is paleontology. So it is all part of the same. Okay? And also related. It is not that, they are different. You may think that how crystals or minerals are related to fossils. Why do they study in the same one? This is because based on the rocks, we try to understand the environment. And the fossils which are there, we know that what kind of environment which a particular organism is. So they are related or non-related.
So how do we know the ages of fossils?
Okay, so first very simple thing is that there are different layers of rocks. Okay, so if you go to a river, for example, if you can dive into it, you will see that there are certain sediments deposited on this. Is it not? Now, after a year, after 2 years, what you will find is that the sediments which you had seen earlier in these 2-3 years, another layer of sediments have got formed. So along with this, what would have happened, that the organisms, for example, fish in the river water, when it died, it would have settled on the sediment and preserved in it. So the next layer of sediments. So that is how there's different layers of sediments. The one at the bottom is the oldest, the one at the top is the youngest, and that is how there's different ages of that. But it doesn't tell you about what is the absolute age. So there is a radiometric dating method. Okay, so when you are in which class now?
Sir, just question.
Class 9.
9th. So have you read about the radioactivity, or maybe you read later that there is a radioactive minerals. Now the decay of these radioactive minerals when they disintegrate in a particular way at a particular rate. So based on this, the age is calculated. So if that radioactive mineral is there in the rock, then based on that, you can interpret the age.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I have a question. Sir, how does paleontologist or scientist name a dinosaur? So it means if a paleontologist find a bone of a dinosaur, so how does he name it?
Okay. So naming of not only dinosaur, but any fossil. It is, if you discover it, it is your prerogative. You have the right what name to be given. Although there are scientific ways of doing it. So they have framed certain rules that if you are naming it, you have to follow these rules. You cannot give the same name to two fossils. Okay? So here you can recognize that if you have both of you have the same name, I can recognize even by your same name. But there it is not. So there are certain rules for this, but ultimately it is the scientist who discovers the fossil. It is his responsibility not his.
Sir, I have a question. Can I find the dinosaur bones in my backyard? Backyard. Dinosaur bones in my backyard. In backyard.
Bedrocks. Oh, bedrocks. Yes. So it is all dinosaur bones are found there only in rocks. Okay, because these are not existing rocks. So they were the rocks of that particular period. They contain the dinosaur. So if of that particular age, that is 65 million years to 240 million years, or the rocks of that age, if you go to certain areas, then you may find dinosaurs. Okay, so in India it is found in many places, Narmada Valley, it is found in Kutch, it is found in the eastern coast. So wherever these rocks are there, you may find.
Sir, what is the biochemical evidence? Biochemical evidence?
Biochemical evidence of?
What is the
Acha, what is biochemical evidence? Okay, see now. What the term indicates? Biochemical. Okay, the chemicals which are related to biological forms. So here, in what we discuss is that there are certain chemicals like amino acids. Amino acid is related to biology. There are certain carbon compounds which are related to organisms. Okay, so these are known as the biochemical. Okay, so as such organism is not there, but that chemistry is there.
Thank you, sir. Heartily thank you, sir, on behalf of the
Thank you. अगर सर सबमिट करेंगे, सर का ईमेल आईडी सर से मैं तन्वी सर से शेयर करूँगा. If you have any queries, you can. Ready to sir? You ready to?
Yeah.
reply to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.